Hello everybody, my name is Darren and welcome back to my channel. So I was just last weekend at the I Am Creation Summit here in Bali. 3 days, 20 speakers, 1,000 attendees in one of the biggest conference halls here in Denpasar, in the capital here of Bali. And I came out of this event a week ago so inspired and so full. It's still reverberating through my life right now. And you might have seen my previous video early on in this week where I talked more about the money side of stuff and the power of creation that we do have. Now, I have 8 takeaways here that I would like to share with you. And these reflections are great for those that have or haven't been to the summit, but might give you some insight into what happens at an event like this. And will give you, let's say, should inspire you to see life in maybe a slightly different way, given these insights that I'm about to share. So let's go straight into number 1. So this question stood out the most. Am I ultimately living, from my perspective in the world, am I ultimately living in a world that's hostile or friendly? Like when it comes down to it, from my perspective, do I see the world as hostile or friendly? And this was such a clinical question because it goes to the root of my psychology and my beliefs and my values and the way that I see reality. Do I see reality as something it's effort and it's hard work and it's drama induced? It takes time to get stuff done. And everything is such a challenge, right? And the world ultimately is scary to be in, and I have to figure out how to navigate it. That's a perspective that a lot of us have. If, for example, we're in the spiritual world, like if we are spiritually connected, spiritually in tune, it's like we've had to go into the fire of hell in order to reveal ourselves. I know for me, if I answer that question honestly for much of my life, geez, it's been difficult and it's been hard. Like life has been hard, right? But that's just a perspective of reality. I have the opportunity to see reality from the perspective of it is so delightfully friendly. And it's so kind and loving, right? Do I see the world as friendly in the sense that things just happen for me, to me? I met a woman in Bangkok about 3 or 4 months ago, and one of the things she said to me was, yeah, like when I go towards a door, people always seem to open them up for me. Everybody holds the door. Everybody stands back and waits for me to move through because I have the energy of the queen archetype running through my veins. And as I move through life, everybody bows their energy to me, right? The frequency we hold folds in the reality around us. Other people can feel how they should, or what's the most loving way to respond to us. And so really, how do you see reality? Do you see it as a hostile world full of just building blocks and atoms which are non-discrete Lego bricks built on top of each other, which is innately absent of life? Or do you see reality as all life? And if it's all life, it's all that which is love. And it is all of you, for you, through you, knowing you. It is a part of you. And so if it's a part of you, you want you, the best of you, the beauty that is you. No? So that question really stood out for me, and I love that question. And can you claim a deeper friendliness into this reality? If you do feel as if you see reality a little bit more hostile than what I'm offering here, it is possible for it to be totally friendly. And love is weaved through every breath and every flutter of wind and every sound of the birds. Love emanates through every cell of the being and in every pixel of the screen you're watching this video in. It is all that which is. Number 1. Number two, this really stood out as well. There was a wonderful dietitian and fasting expert who did a wonderful talk about his retreat center here in Bali. And his father was a pioneer in fasting back in the 60s and 70s in the US. And his son has carried on with it. But the one thing that stood out from his talk was when we are ill, when we are sick, when we're feeling something inside of us that isn't good or wants to release, or a cough, a cold, a fever, anything like this that is like a momentary experience. Chronic conditions may be a little bit different, or maybe not with the right protocols. But whenever you feel a bit of illness coming, stop eating. The body spends so much energy every single day digesting food, and most of us eat way more food than we need to. We assume energy comes from the earth, when actually way more energy can be transmuted and can come from the light above. Right? Why not just go direct to source for the energy instead of second-hand source from the vegetables of the earth? I think Sadhguru said that most of us are eating maybe getting 60% of our energy from the earth, from food, and 40% from the sun in everyday life on average. And he suggested it should be the other way around. It should be maybe like 30% from the earth and 70% just from the sun. We can all eat less. We have this obsession with food in our world, and eating 3 meals a day on time. As a Britishman, that was really important for me. And if I didn't eat on time, then I would feel emotions. And so I needed to eat on time so that I would then cover up the feelings of the emotions that would appear. But as a kid, I didn't know that. I thought those feelings of emotions was what we'd called hunger. But actually, over the course of my life, I've come to realize that many of the feelings that happen when I don't eat isn't hunger at all. It's just emotions that want to be felt so they can be transmuted, so I can just drop deeper into now. And knowing that I can not eat for days and days and be perfectly healthy. In the moments where I do fast occasionally, a day here and there, especially intermittent fasting is incredible to do. I don't fully understand all of the science behind it all, but I do trust that whenever I have fasted, I always feel so clear. I feel so clear. I'm like my third eye, my intuitive senses, my clairvoyance abilities, my connection to the ethereal realms are heightened 500% within just 24 hours of not eating food. Like it's that quick of a shift, right? If we were all to just fast a little bit more, it would support our innate abilities and our deeper sensing to come online. And then obviously what food we eat matters too, of course. Do we eat dense, difficult food to digest, or do we eat light food to digest? The energy that it takes inside of us to digest this food really affects our energy levels and our ability to see beyond the physical world. So that really landed for me in this conference. He also talked about just how many incredible miracle healing stories that he has seen over the course of these decades he's been doing this work. In fact, well-organized fasting protocols for a month or 2 months long, juice fasting, water fasting, etc., in different protocols beyond my understanding, has helped remissions from the most difficult of diseases and seemingly impossible clearing of conditions. Anything really is possible if we open our eyes and we learn and we discover and we move beyond our conditioning and our limitations that our current maybe medical system institutions have told us is possible or is not possible. So that was super inspiring. Fasting is important. If you feel just a little bit ill, fast for a day or two. Animals, when they feel a little bit ill or something's off, they rest and they don't eat. They just rest and don't eat. And they're fine again after a day or two or three. We've forgotten just that innate ability as a human being to come into homeostasis, to trust that the life force within us knows how to go about cleansing, clearing, and coming into balance, if only we give it the opportunity to do so. If only we get out of our head, if only we get out of our boxes, if only we give the body, mind, and soul space to do the deeper cleansing, clearing, and loving that our limited mind just can't do. Number 3, oh my God, a guy called Nick Santonasatasso. I totally don't know how to pronounce his name. This man, oh my Lord, this guy, paraplegic, born with no legs, one arm and one finger. And the guy is the most motivational speaker I've ever seen in the world. He's had to craft a mind that is so shaped beyond his born situation, right? And if a man like that can live the life that he's lived, as a bodybuilder, as a traveling the world, as an inspirational speaker, as a millionaire, as all of this stuff, right? And touch the lives of millions and millions of people. Do any of us, with all of our limbs, have any excuse like for living our most fullest life? Like, to hear his story, I was bawling my eyes out and crying listening to his story. The strength of that man's will is beyond anything I've ever seen. And he's had to shape and create that will because of his situation. So what is it in your situation, in your life, your suffering, your hardships? What has it created in you? And how are you sharing them in the world? How are you taking your darkness, your pain, your suffering, and how are you taking it into the world? What's your vehicle into the world that utilizes your deepest, darkest? Transmute it into the light so you have something to share with people. The greatest joy comes from being with the world, in the world, of the world. Sharing your gifts uniquely as you, that nobody else can do because you're you. And in listening to this man speak, in my mind, there is no excuses left for me to be creating the most fulfilling, deepest, powerful life possible. There's no excuse left. And I want to share that with you. What's holding you back now? Can it go? Can that thing that's holding you back, can that thing in your third eye right now, that thing in your head right now that's saying, no, but I can't do that thing that I really want to do because of this reason, how can that dissolve a little bit more? How can that limiting belief dissolve as we sit here with it in love and go, that's just a story. I'm going to take one step towards my dream today. I'm going to take one step towards my dream today. And tomorrow I'll take another step. And the next day I'll take another step. And they only have to be small steps. But each small step adds up. Each small step adds up. And you stay consistent and focused. And you can create anything that you want. Anything that you want, because you're the creator. And that's what this summit was about. It was about inspiring creators who are giving impact in the world, coming together, inspiring each other, uplifting each other, and going, yes, we're doing this in tribe, in togetherness. In saying that, if you're watching this video and you haven't joined the Mystics in the Matrix yet community, you definitely should. It's totally free to join right now. There's a link below. Come and join this tribe and see if this space is for you to explore what it is that you're bringing and creating and offering into the world. Get some feedback. Share where you're at. What's going on for you? That's what this space is for. Another thing to say about Nick was that he's had to craft his ego, craft his identity, and turn around his suffering and then share his gift into the world using his identity, his egoic self, right? I used to think as a spiritual person that I had to get rid of my ego for a long time. I thought the goal was to let go of the ego That's a lot of the stories that I've heard it again about from all the kind of the white man's spiritual people over recent decades. You gotta let go of the ego, become free from the ego. And for many years I was like, yeah, I'm gonna dissolve the ego. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of myself so I can be free from myself. And from one perspective, you could say now I am free to speak so freely like I couldn't speak 5 years ago. And maybe I'll record a video soon of some of my original videos that I posted on YouTube maybe a decade ago or something, and you'll laugh at the transformation I've been on, right? You'll be in awe of the transformation I've been on over the last 10 years, of how I'm speaking now and sharing and gifting myself compared with where I was. But the point being here is that the ego isn't the enemy. When we seek, it might be that we have to loosen the grip of the mind, yes, given the intensity that we've been solidified into our thinking head in the world. But we're not trying to get rid of it. We're trying to become aware of the egoic separate self so that we can utilize, play with, and enjoy our identity and enjoy our humanness with all its imperfections and flaws. Because we all have so many imperfections and flaws, and that's what makes us human. That's what makes us each uniquely beautiful. It is, and so it is. And so my encouragement for you is that if there's a part of you like trying to get rid of your ego, or trying to heal your ego, or trying to dissolve no, stop it. Play. Start seeing your individualization as your playful building block in reality. This is my quirky demeanor. This is my avatar. This is my character I'm stepping into, like in those role-playing computer games that you can play any character you want. It's like a wizard or a druid or whatever. Be that in real life. So Nick was incredible. Let's move on to number 4. The founder of the I Am Creation Summit is a woman called Alina. And it was only 4 months ago that she got the download, the inspiration to go, I'm going to create a summit. I'm going to create the summit, I'm going to create it in Bali, and I'm going to make this thing happen. 4 months is all it took for her to go from idea, just an idea in her head, right, to flying in 20 international incredible speakers from all over the world. Crafting and organizing the whole event, getting a venue, getting tickets out, getting people there, all the logistics, all of the organization, incredible conference space, amazing audio visuals, right? Logistics and planning and the whole thing for this incredible event with over 1,000 people, right? In just 4 months. The force of nature of bringing people together to create something like this, that's remarkable, right? What are you going to create in the next 4 months? What are you creating in the next 4 months? And it doesn't have to be so phenomenally magnificent as that creation, bringing that many people together like that. But my curiosity is, if somebody can do that, it's not like she has any background in creating conferences or summits. She said that. She's never created anything like this in her life before. She's done a few retreats, right? You can create anything because you're the creator of life. You're the creator of your life. And when you find people connected to your resonance, your tribe, that people can, when you're tuned in with people who get you, that see you, that know you, that can feel your aliveness, you can create anything that you want. So what is it that you want to create? That was the message. And hearing her story is, you can do it. You can do it. Like, it's possible. You don't have to just think about it. You can actually reveal it in reality. There's a big difference between just being clever in our head and seeing ideas and go, oh, I'm so creative, versus pulling it through into life, into this world. Number 5 is captioned in a very simple algorithm, and that is power equals the ability to create. Power equals the ability to create. Look, a lot of us have been indoctrinated out of our power, right? And into thinking models, mental models in our head. But when we say the ability to create, I mean we create here in life. Whether it's creating a painting, creating a workshop, right? Creating content for the internet, creating tailoring clothes, creating the art on your body as a tattoo, creating a beautiful baby and bringing them into the world. Right? Creation, power, is the ability to create. So if you're being honest with yourself right now, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 in your power level? Are you creating in life? What number are you? And if you have a longing and a desire to create, and you want to walk with somebody by your side as you create, then reach out to me. I do offer coaching and mentorships to support people to bring their creations into the world, to offer gifts and be financially rewarded for it, to move through the money blocks and to offer and to create and receive at the same time, because it's a cycle. It's a cycle. So reach out to me if you're curious about that. There's a Typeform link below, underneath here. If you want to work with me, mentored along that journey of landing your uniqueness into the world. Next one. What's the first thing that you do when you wake up? I've read this again and again and again, but I'm at a stage of my life now where I'm shifting some of my habits, so this one stood out for me. What's the first thing that you do when you wake up? Do you roll over and give your partner a kiss? Do you look at your phone? Do you get up and get on the yoga mat? Do you head outside, make a cup of tea and sit in nature in your garden? Do you jump into your inbox, right? Do you go and clean your teeth and look in the mirror and look at yourself and go, yeah, I'm awesome? Or do you look at yourself going, oh my God, I look so old? It's like, what is that first thing that you do? Because that first thing that you do sets the tone for your whole day. I've gone through periods of my life where I've encouraged myself to wake up, and as soon as I remember this reality again, oh, I'm waking up, I center all of my attention in the middle of my heart. As I wake up, I'm immediately in my heart, and I'm with the heart space. Because I know that that is the center of all of creation. And can I be at the center of all of creation as I begin this day of creation? I'd love for you to share with me below in the comments, what is that first thing that you do when you wake up? Do you have an intention to do something as soon as you wake up? And what is that? Or maybe you want to set the intention right now. When I wake up, each morning, I will. Post that below. When I wake up, each morning, I will. Please share that in the comments. The next person I want to speak about is a guy called Roger Hamilton, who was like a walking alien in human form. That's the best way of describing this man. The way this guy moves was like Elon Musk. And he led me through, or led us, 1,000 of us, through a visualization practice where he called on the part of us that is the egoic identified self and to follow along to his words. And then he asked a part of us, which was like our deep soul, to tune in with him. And then he went directly to the monad at the center of all of creation, and he spoke to that part of us. And the physical bodies of the whole room started moving. And it was as if he didn't even speak. He wasn't even speaking English. It was as if he spoke to a really deep part of me and was suddenly moving my body without me consciously being aware that my body was moving. It was such a powerful transmission. And after that, we all stood up and imagined our mother and our father standing behind us. Mother on the left side, father on the right side behind us. And then we imagined our parents' parents standing behind them. And then we imagined our parents' parents standing behind them, all the way back, hundreds and hundreds of generations. He then asked us to turn around our body. Look at our ancestors. And he asked us to thank them. And when he asked us to thank them, I was just bawling my eyes out. So much gratitude, appreciation, just the sorrow and the hardships that my family have been through in previous generations. To feel them and thank them for their life so I could be here today. And my whole body was pulled down to the floor. I was in the middle of a conference room with 1,000 people on the floor praying down to them. Crying. That was really powerful. I don't know if you've thanked your ancestors before, but I recommend it. Thank your ancestors. Not just your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents, but imagine breaking that out into all of them and see all of them and reference all of them in your mind's eye and really thank them. That's how you've been given this opportunity to be in a physical body, because of them. The final speaker and the final offering I have to share with you today is from Michael Beckwith. Some of you may have heard of this man, but what a powerful force. And his transmission was a deep expression of God, divinity, just blasting through his words into the conference space. Feeling him now. And it was a reminder that we are already it. We are already creation. You are already create. You are already everything. You are already it all. You are already God incarnate. You are already the creator. You are already that which everything is made of. You are it. And yeah, we've got some dirty lenses, right? Our glass is a bit smudged. And we've picked up a little bit from the culture and our society along the way. But you are, and you know that you are already creation animated in physical form. His light was so full, it was so inspiring, it was so beautiful. You can check him out on YouTube. I highly recommend that you do. Michael Beckwith, if you haven't seen his stuff before. The way that he speaks reminds me of old school Catholic Christian churches with the preaching, but he wasn't preaching Christianity, he wasn't preaching religion, he was preaching the truth beyond all religions. The space beyond them all, where all of the world's religions meet. He was speaking and preaching love, that which is. Love. Love. What else is there but love? Everything else is just love slightly distorted. But in that distortion is still love. Everything comes back to love. The greatest philosophies in our world, religions, even gravity in science, the love that emanates everywhere, the love between you and me, the love that connects your heart to mine through the mini black hole that connects all things to all things. Love. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being with me in these moments. Wishing you a beautiful moment and the next moment and the next moment, so that your day is filled with love and grace. Peace out for now. I gotta do the YouTube things. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe if you haven't yet. If you are enjoying these transmissions. And if you comment, it also helps the video be shared to more people as well. So it's deeply appreciated, so that these words, this energy, this love can be shared farther into the field. Okay, peace.